Today on the podcast, we are featuring the New Hampshire-based artist Dan Bauer. Learn more about him and listen to his track, Where Movies and Magic Come Together.
Welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast, where we talk all things music. I'm your host, Jeanette Kimsel, music blogger and enthusiast. Let's get started with today's episode.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast. I'm your host, Jeanette Kimsel, and I'm here today talking about the New Hampshire-based artist Dan Bauer. So Dan was nice enough to send me some of his music to listen to, and he had one song in particular that he was featuring at this point, which is called Where Movies and Magic Come Together, and this is the song that I am going to feature in a little bit. But by the time this comes out, he actually will have a third single off his upcoming LP out this year, 2022. So if you do like Dan's music and you are interested in listening to more stuff, he actually has a third single that will be out by the time this podcast is released. And that song is called UGLY. And I think that comes out on February 8th. And I'm also interested in hearing that track as well. So when I do these podcasts, I like to try and find information about the artists and listen to their music and do a little digging online. And I saw that Dan had a lot of music on Spotify and Bandcamp. He's been really busy. He's got a lot of releases. He's got an EP from 2017, and he's got 2 full albums from 2018 and 2020. He also had some releases that he put out in 2021. And so it looks like, he's been busy doing music and making music for like almost the last couple years. But I did take a quick listen to his tracks. And I have to say, the thing that really draws me to his music is his distinct vocal style and his voice and his vocals. Another thing that interested me was that his singing voice was the same as his speaking voice. Some artists will sound different when they sing, but he had the same sound when he both sang and talked, which I found interesting. And doing a little bit more research, I saw that he actually at one point was also a hip hop artist. I think it said something funny like a former rapper, but we don't have to talk about that in his Instagram profile, which was funny. And then I actually was curious, so I went to YouTube and I started listening to some of his hip hop tracks or rap tracks. And it's interesting because his voice when he raps sounds different from when he sings. And I mean, I guess that's typical, but I just thought it was pretty interesting how everything kind of sounds different. Just going back to talk a little bit more about Dan himself. So he is basically a multi-instrumentalist, singer, songwriter, and producer. He seems to not be tied to any particular genre. He even refers to himself as a genre-less artist with an unorthodox sound described only as Elton John compositions meet Flaming Lips production written by a guy who's in love with the Beach Boys. He has said inspiration also comes from artists like David Bowie and Arcade Fire. The benefit of not tying yourself to any particular genre allows for a wide musical range, which you can definitely hear in his music. Getting back to the track at hand, I was instantly charmed by the progression of this song. I really liked how, in the beginning, it kind of tricks the listener into thinking that it's kind of a slow ballad. It starts out with like acoustic chords, and he's singing slowly, and then it kind of, after a few chords, it breaks into this high energy, fast-paced tune. It just makes it really exciting and fun, and it amps up the energy, and it starts to rock out, and then the lyrics set in, and there are these heartfelt lyrics about being in a place where you don't know if your relationship is going to succeed, but you hope things will work out, and it'll be like the movies, and you'll have a happy ending. And it's kind of a cool contrast because it's got such high energy and happy vibes and good times, but then the lyrics are like heartfelt and emotional and almost sad to a degree. So it's kind of an interesting concept of, making a song that's happy but also sad. I tend to be drawn to these types of songs. There's something about this fast-paced, like, punk rock emo anthems that really get to me, and I don't know what it is, but I'm a sucker for all of them, and I really get sucked into the melodic hook and fast-paced guitars, the drums, all that stuff. I don't know, it's just something that I'm really into, and I think that's also why I'm really digging this song. It has a lot of entertaining elements to it, and that's what makes it a standout track in my mind. Dan Bauer has unique music and vocal sounds, which gives it a new take on your traditional rock song. So enough about me gushing over this track. Now I'm going to give you the chance to listen to it. Here is Where Movies and Magic Come Together by Dan Bauer off his upcoming LP entitled Love Dan, said to be released late spring 2022.
It'd be like magic, like the movies and magic come together. It'd be like magic. Oh, 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 oh. It'd be like magic, like the movies and magic come together. Can I please just have this? I don't know for sure, but I think it'll be just like magic. I've been taking these lumps for some time. Do we really got more? Revelations on horizon lines. I've broken her heart in two. Some justification for mine. Is it all just a test? I protest, it don't seem right. Let me on these cracks. Next week I'm spinning the map. I've been ready for so long. Manchester, do you love me back? Wanna stick around? Get the backs to need and the scratch. Maybe even say some vows. The cry as loud as the clap. Find some blood, would have found some blood. Or just in a different shade. I ain't done it yet, but if we do a bet, I know just how it tastes. Oh, it'd be like magic, like the movies and magic come together. It'd be like magic. Oh, 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 oh. It'd be like magic, like the movies and magic come together. Can I please just have this? I don't know for sure, but I think it'd be just like magic. Like magic, oh, 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 it'd be like magic, like a movies and magic come together. Can I please just have this? I don't know for sure, but I think it'd be just like, it'd be like magic, like the movies and magic come together. It'd be like magic, oh, 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 it'd be like magic, like the movies and magic come together. Just have this. I don't know for sure, but I think it'd be just like magic.
We would love to know what you think of Dan Bauer and this track. You can tell us in a comment on the podcast webpage, or you can leave an audio comment on the link in the episode summary. For more information on Dan, check out his official website at www.danbauermusic.com. That is DanBauermusic.com. You can also like and follow him on Facebook and Instagram at the handle Dan Bauer Music. That is DanBauermusic. If you're looking for more new music, be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you get the latest updates on our artist features. You can also find more music features on our website at www.eatsleepbreathemusic.com. That's EATSLEEPBREATHEMUSIC.com. Thanks so much for listening, and see you in the next episode.
Thanks so much for listening to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast. To find new music and learn more about what we do, you can check out our website at www.eatsleepbreathemusic.com.